So first thing that comes is the cost of production. Then comes the cost of distribution. Then comes the taxes. And then is where you come around to what is the total cost at which you are going to sell the cars. Now what happens here is when you are writing the sales forecast, which I will be talking about in the next video as how you need to write a sales forecast, the sheets of the total turnover are going to be interlinked for pricing metrics and sales forecast. Why do you need to do this? Because you cannot keep on changing on a calculator or on a Word file as if this is going to be the sales, this is what the revenue is going to come. So to make it easier, what you need to do is you need to decipher the complete pricing metrics, which is going to automatically multiply month on month sales forecast and lead you to turnovers. Remember, turnover and revenue are two different things. Turnover is basically the overall that you have sold. Revenue is what is left with you. So do not get confused between revenue and turnovers. Now what happens in a pricing matrix is you can draw it on an Excel sheet which says, okay, this is my product number X, the cost of production, this is the cost of distribution, these are the taxes, and this is what the price that I'm going to sell. The difference between this and cost of production will be the margins on which you will be working on. So accordingly, you can take a call on your pricing strategy. Okay, you want to increase your profits more, or you want to keep it at a low, or you want to keep it at exorbitantly high. Now what happens here is the end product, that is the end price that you are going to sell it at the market, is going to be multiplied with the sales forecast that needs to happen. Let us say, for example, you have got a selling price of 10 rupees and in the sales forecast you keep, I'm going to sell 100 products. So your turnover is 1000. So that is how the pricing metrics need to be built in, because it will make it your life easier whenever you want to have various best case, worst case, or better case scenarios in your sales forecast. When you keep on increasing the numbers in sales, automatically your turnover sheets keep on changing because it is linked with the pricing metrics. So for example, if you have got 10 products, list them the 10, write them what is the cost of manufacturing, the production, the distribution, the taxes, and at what price you are going to sell. Remember, all these three costs will leave your balance sheet the moment once you have received your funds, because they need to go back to the vendors from whom you have taken in, whether it might be a raw material or whatever that you have procured from. So here it gives you clarity as how your pricing metrics strategy is going to be. So either if you have very slender margins, you will have to keep higher sales forecast because the turnover needs to happen. Now remember, this also gives you clarity how much sales you have to do in order to ensure that you survive, because not generating sales and just talking about all those things will ensure you automatically have a suicidal death. For your business, it's not for you. So what happens here in this process is, in a pricing matrix, you need to have clarity as what is the cost that is going to be for the production, the distribution, the taxes, and other things. Remember, taxes also play a very tricky situation. All of a sudden, you might hear that government has increased the taxes. So you need to ensure that you have a proper system that is going to absorb the shocks that are going to come in. So that is where a pricing matrix plays a very vital role, because you can have in clarity how much are you going to spend on procuring things and how much are you selling at, what are the differences that are going to come in, and how you can scale up with your revenues and your bottom lines. Bottom line is directly connected to your pricing metrics. For example, if you are a manufacturer of a camera, let's say by the time you procure various parts from various vendors to make a manufacture of a camera, which you are selling it at, let's say, for 2000 rupees. And if your cost of manufacturing, your distribution, your taxes, everything falls at 1800 rupees. So remember, you will be left only with 200 as your revenue, but your turnover will be 2000. So that is how there will be a huge difference between a turnover to a revenue. What would be the bottom line? After the revenue, when we remove the taxes and everything, that is where you land up at the bottom line. So these are the three various steps. Now you need to remember this, because when we come to cash flow, you will have to understand how all these three things are going to be interconnected and interrelated. So that's all about pricing metrics. Thank you.